All right. Sexy man.
Yes. All right.
You know, if I want to comment, I need to be in on Richie.
We're gonna comment. You're talking.
Live. I think we're live. I think we're
live?
here. Are we here? Can everybody on YouTube and Facebook hear us? I think we're here.
Cool.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Hey, everybody, this is Johnny Beane, and we're live. It is May 16th, 2020. Let's see, 7:04 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:04 Pacific. And you can hear me? Okay, awesome.
Can't see you, though.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I see you, man. What the fuck?
You want to see me? Okay. All right. Let's see everybody. Let's see everybody. There we go. Here we are. Hey!
Yo!
Here's the applause. There we go.
Canned applause. Yeah.
Yes. Welcome.
Hey, guys.
Welcome. Real quick, we've got channel members here on YouTube. Executive producers of these videos are Charles Green, Robbie Johnston, Music Therapy Laz, David Ennis, Mike Neese, Connor Johnson, 5150, Michael Smith, and some Dave Dude. Thank you so much for being channel members here on YouTube. We're also live on Facebook as well.
And yeah, this is awesome.
So here we are. So who's in here? What do we got?
We got Mr. B, Fender Guru, Thrash Metal and Fun Riffs. I saw your post. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I meant in here, but
oh no.
Who do we got? We got Richard Cruz. Richard Cruz is here. Hey, Richard.
How's it going?
We got Dave Lopez. Hey, man. We got Colleen and Stefan.
What up?
We got Richie. Is that Richie Kotzen?
That's me.
Hey, man.
I forgot to put my last name in. Shit.
Oh.
Like,
I thought you were my gardener.
yeah.
And who's that? Jason. Is that Jason Becker?
Why?
No way. No way. Jason Becker. Wow.
You all. Great to see you all.
Wow, Jason.
Miss you.
Oh, it's amazing to see you. Bad.
Y-E, yeah. G-R, great. T-2-S, see you all too.
We have Mama Becker and Papa Becker too.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And Marilyn.
Hey.
Am I in there? Is my head in there?
And Marilyn?
There she is.
There you are.
Hey!
There you are.
Oh, I miss you, Gary.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in so long. Becker's in a long time, so this is killer.
We
Thanks,
got to
Johnny.
be careful with Jason for sure.
Yeah.
Got to be careful.
H-O, hopefully, U-R-A-L, all, S-T-A, staying, H-E, hopefully you are all staying healthy.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No
far-
fast food. No fast food. I've lost 15 pounds since this quarantine thing.
Wow. I put on 15.
Me too. Me too.
But I've been trying to gain weight anyway, so it's a good opportunity.
Wow. Man, this is crazy. We got 300 watching live.
So,
Thank you so much.
I have a question I always wanted to ask.
Mhm.
I always want to know, how did Richie and Jason meet?
I was
How did you
just about
guys
to
meet?
ask the same question.
Oh, I can tell that.
Okay.
When I got signed to Shrapnel, I met Jason at Mike Varney's house, and Jason produced my first record, and we became very good friends. He had already done 2 or 3 albums prior to that, so he knew a lot more than me, and so kind of walked me through the process and helped me make a cool record back then. And then we became great friends. And that was a long time ago. That was the record came out in 1989, so it must have been 88 when we met, the year that I graduated from high school. So we've been knowing each other for a long time.
Class of '88.
Oh, so F U, so fun. U D I did. N need. M E, you didn't need me. B U, but I am happy. We H A had S O, so much fun together. You didn't need me, Richie,
Yeah,
but
and we spent a lot of time because okay,
Did you guys ever tour together?
back then we were making the record. We had I think we shared a hotel room at one point because the budget was so cheap that they couldn't afford multiple rooms. And then I started staying with my cousin down in Kent, in Nevada. So we'd drive up and down the 101 back and forth to the studio. And late one night, while Jason was driving, out of nowhere, I made this horrible sound, like that. And he said, "What the hell was that?" He almost crashed the car. And he said, "What did you say?" I said, "Chite." And he said, "Why?" I said, "I have no idea. I just something I had to do." And so ever since then, in the studio or in the middle of the night or whenever, we would yell that word "chipe" to try to scare or startle one another. So it became an inside joke. Well, now it's an outside joke.
E D E R, everyone. I N C A C, everyone in Cacophony. U S E, used. C, chipe. Everyone in Cacophony that used chipe.
Well,
That's great.
Jason brought it home too. He used to wake us up. We'd be sleeping, and all of a sudden, he'd go,
Well, that's the story of the origin. That's the origin of it.
"Oh, thank you, Richie."
That needs to be on a shirt.
I remember Richie and Jason coming into the office I worked in. I worked at an architecture firm, and I remember when they were making the album, and they were both, oh, so cute, long hair, cute, two cute teenage boys coming in. All the girls swooned, and that was my first memory. It was very, very sweet.
Aye, the good old days, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's awesome.
That's
I-
tremendous, man.
The first time I met
What was
Jason,
it?
I met with Richie at a place in Riverside called Monopolies. You guys were there to see Greg Howe, and I was too young to see Greg Howe in San Diego. So I went up the next day and saw him there, and you walked in with Mike Varney and Jason, and I pretty much lost my mind.
That's fun.
My two guys walking in with Mike, and I think we had like a 20-minute conversation with all three of you. You guys were so cool, so polite, answered all my dumb questions about strings and picks. And I still have the autographs from that night from you, Mike, and Jason on the same piece of paper.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
And then later on, I saw Jason in Cacophony, and
Were you at the MIT?
no,
Yeah, I didn't go to
No.
that one either, and I still regret that. That would have been
no, you
amazing.
guys were so cool to me that night. I walked away, I ran home, and I don't think I left my bedroom for like 2 days, just practicing my ass off to you guys. Well, a lot of times you meet. I've been disappointed more than once when I meet, my heroes. But with you two, it's every time I've been around you, I just left there inspired. And you guys were always, answer the stupid questions, give me some pointers, and just be cool. And to a young guitar player, to meet someone like you guys, I mean, that inspiration kept me going for years.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you.
Oh, dude, no less. Thank you. And
Yeah. Jason says thank you too.
Come on, it was like the Make-A-Wish Foundation that day. So,
And Jason, congratulations on the guitar. That's great news.
On selling the guitar. A-H-A, T-H-A, thank you. I-T, it, H-E-L, helped. S, so much. Yeah. THI this, G U this guy, ROB Robert, WH who bought the guitar, I is REA really inspiration is really an inspiration to us.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see him in a little bit.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome.
We got a video of him opening and unboxing the guitar when it came in, and
Yep.
we've had
Awesome.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Get the tissue paper ready.
Oh.
Dude,
Wow.
bitch.
Oh, I know.
I'm not gonna lie. So
I had to stop it, and I put my head down on the desk and just overwhelmed. Doesn't even come close to.
yeah, I typically don't believe fate or happening for a reason, but when the guitar went to this person, everything made sense.
It went to the right guy.
It went to the right guy. I mean, his story is it's incredible. So
And he's going to come in the conference at some point.
yeah,
Well, no, we have a video. So yeah, we'll show the
There's a
video.
video. There's a video of him.
Cool.
you're gonna lose
Yeah.
it.
Nice.
There's actually.
How'd you guys sign? Like Richie, like Steve, how did you get their autograph?
Well, Richie, I actually was at the NAMM show last year, and I was coordinating with Paul Gilbert, Chris Broderick, and I got somebody missed an appointment, so I had to make up an appointment here. So I missed Rich, and it ended up that I was going on Joe Bonamassa' cruise, and Richie was going on with the 70 tons of metal cruise, I think.
Monsters of Rock.
Wow.
Monsters of Rock.
Ingve was doing a one-off show there, so I flew out there because he was in. I figured I'll just fly out there, go see the show, see my friend Kenny work for Ingve, and Richie was in the same hotel, and we kept missing each other. Then I went down to the lounge before the show. I turned around and Richie was there with his band and his girl. I'm like, perfect. Got the autograph, hung out. I think I bought you guys a round of martinis.
Where was that? Was that in Miami?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marriott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we missed each
I
other.
remember where I signed it. I didn't remember where I did that, but
Yeah, I was in Miami because I flew into Miami to work the Ingve show, build that freaking wall of Marshalls with my buddy Kenny Baker. Then I jumped on a plane the next day to do the Bonamassa thing, and so that was a great day for me, man. Because like I went down to the lounge just to grab a cocktail. I turned around and you were there with your band and your girl.
that's crazy. We probably just got there because that was
The timing.
We were going on that Monsters of Rock cruise.
Yeah, that was the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Yeah.
I mean, that was there's a picture right there of Richie signing it, and yeah, that was a fun one for me. You know, to hang out with you, have a drink, and sign the guitar, and it was, dude. I mean, seriously, this whole process for me was like seriously like the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
How many autographs did you get on the guitar?
17.
Wow.
Well, yeah, 17 autographs, and
Oh wow, is that me signing it? It is
that's
me.
just
Yeah.
that's us in the bar at the Marriott in Miami, and there's your.
Well, that's quite a while ago that I signed that. Because look at my hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tracking down rock stars is not easy. So
Yeah, this has been years in the making. This.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it was worth all of it. I mean, it was plane rides, and it was a process. But when we got to the end, it all made sense, and also being able to finish with Edward, that was,
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's Joe.
Oh, cool.
People
I'm
see
looking-
If you want, I'm going to go through some of the more pictures of we've got them all separated out into folders and stuff, but I can show you some of the pictures that Steve was taking while he was doing the whole journey with the guitar.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Have
Are you
at it.
ready?
That's a documentary right there. That's
Yeah.
a documentary. The Steve
You ready?
journey.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go.
that's can you see that?
Mhm.
That is
Mhm.
Oh,
that's
Awesome.
backstage with Joe.
Cool.
I've known Joe for about 10 years, and I help him with stuff, and he helps me with stuff, and it's one of the great. That was
Dude,
a fun one because we were all
that
trying
is a sexy man right there, boy.
right?
He looks like Edward.
Dude,
Greg.
dude. He doesn't age, dude.
But
Fuck.
to me, he looks like Edward. That was on Marty's tour bus
That's another
in San
one.
Diego.
Oh wow.
That was at the NAMM show. If you saw me at the NAMM
That
show,
bu-
a lunatic with a guitar running. I was going from that appointment to go meet Richie, and you had just finished doing something. You had to be someplace else, so I missed you. So I was like, son of a bitch.
Wow.
Is that Buddy Holly?
Yeah. If Buddy Holly like sequence arpeggios, yes, that's Buddy Holly.
Look at that sexy guy.
Yeah, he's a sexy.
There's Albert.
Yeah, that's actually wine in the coffee cup.
Oh, is it really?
No.
There's the manufacturer guy, and there's Ben.
Ben Wood.
There's that's my boy.
That guy is
I love that guy.
beast.
Oh, there he is.
And one of the
That's
nice.
my hero.
That's this guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me.
Was that Miley Cyrus? Who was that? Miley Cyrus?
That was a friend of mine named Burgess, an artist from Australia.
Oh, okay.
Because aside from all the people who signed it, this guitar has been around so much that it's been on 2 cruises, on 2 Joe cruises. It's been in the hands of Larkin Poe, Tony Franklin, Bonnie Montgomery, Chris Broderick. That's actually in front of Ruth Chris Steakhouse when I finally tracked him down.
You guys are like brothers. You guys are brothers in there.
So, that was the one thing about this trip, a lot of cocktails. So,
All right, we got that one, and then let's see. We saw
there's
Richie.
Tony Franklin.
Yep. There's that one.
That's my buddy Cody Wright, incredible bass player, guitar player. He's done stuff with Steve Smith, Monty Montgomery. Do you know who he is, Richie?
No, don't.
Oh, you would love him. He's an acoustic singer, songwriter, incredible. Tony Franklin, obviously. That was
I
on.
thought that was Dave Murray for a second. No, Dave Murray.
That was on my buddy Kirk Fletcher, amazing blues player. Larkin Poe, who I love, like they're my new favorites and really cute. So
My niece is probably going to kill me here in a second.
damn it, I forgot.
That's a serious mustache. That mustache,
I made
man.
it on the boat though.
That's my niece, Jen. She is a huge fan. So when that was outside of the Dream Theater show in San Diego last year.
Yeah.
And coordinating these 2 to get together just so that she could hold that thing was
Aw,
a whole lot of fun.
cute. Very cute.
I mean, basically the way that's on Uli's tour bus in San Diego. That was fun. That was a big deal for me. He
He's not wearing a headband. That's rare.
he was sitting on the tour bus. It was, I think, right after he signed a guitar, he had a light salad before the show, and I think that yeah.
U-L-I, like L-I. Uli.
Uli.
I is S-O, so W-O, wonderful. R-I-C, Richie,
Hold on.
U-T-O-U-R, toured with him, A-N-N-E-S-T-O, stories.
Well, I did tour with Uli. We did a van tour in Italy, which was really rough because the agent had booked us in some really ridiculous routing. So we spent a lot of time cooped up in the van. That was a long time ago, like maybe 13 years ago or something. Quite a while ago that we did that tour. And he's like, he's amazing and just like an old wise man, I can't think of any crazy stories that stick out. But, we did a lot of shows in Italy and a couple castle venues where they set us up in the courtyard of a castle, and I'd be thinking, and who in the world is going to come here? And then by the time we got on it, we packed with people, so they came from somewhere. But it was fun. He was a really nice guy, very warm, cool guy.
Just total gentleman. Just great to be around. Plus, he let me hold the Sky guitar, so I pretty much lost my mind.
Yeah, he was very into these tuning pegs that he had just put in the guitar that tuned the guitar would tune itself automatically.
Mm-hmm.
And then something went wrong because it wasn't in tune one night. So the tuning pegs didn't work. But no, he's awesome. Great.
Awesome.
He WLOVE loves. He loves you.
Wow, that's sweet.
Nice guy dinner. I think you see John 5 up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, one of my best friends actually works with him. So I made a phone call and they said come down to a show. And actually, that same night, it was Nita and him. And the coolest thing about John is when he had the guitar in his hand, he was so. It was just such a big deal to him. I mean, he was like, please tell Jason how much I love him, how much you respect him. And you could really feel the vibe coming off him and how much you love Jay.
You saw the video of him holding not this number's guitar, but the other one. Yeah. Jason, have you seen that video of him holding not this number's guitar, but another one?
It's the original one.
It is the original one. He loved it.
Yeah, I've seen it. ALAW, awesome.
We have a lot of mutual friends, and he's one of the nicest guys. You look at him, he looks like he's out of a horror movie, but he's one of the kindest people I've ever met in my life.
Why? Yeah.
So sincere. And then when he picks up guitar, it was, my God. So it's a beast of a player. So
HEWA wanted T2PL play on VAL Valley of Fire, but I told him NO nope.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm kidding. You just didn't HA have time. He just didn't have time.
We'll get him next time. We have direct contact. We'll make it happen. That
nice.
Well, I'm sure Jason, you know MJ from Somewhere Duncan, and Richie, you've been to the gun clubs, right? The Hollywood Gun Club in LA.
I went to one once. I did one time. Yeah.
You were at one, and Rick and Joe told me I missed you. I was so bummed out. But MJ is always there from Somewhere Duncan, and obviously she's
that's where that picture's from.
Yep.
I see.
So she saw the guitar. We took a picture
restaurant.
of her. I mean, MJ's a legend. We all. I mean, if you know Somewhere Duncan, MJ's a big deal. They're one of the sweetest people in the world.
Yeah.
And there's the man, King Edward.
Wow.
Yeah, that was about the very end of it. And
I can't see who that is.
so that's Edward Van Halen.
Oh, that's Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the last ones, and I got the guitar.
So
When I got to the end, it's like me and my friend Rick were up in LA working on stuff, and he asked me where the guitar is at, and I said, well, I'm pretty much out of room, but there's only 3 people I want to finish it off. And he goes, who's that? He said, it's either got to be Clapton, Beck, or Edward. He's all, so well, they're all possible, but Edward's in LA. If we send a guitar overseas, shit could go wrong.
Yeah.
Well, he said, I know Ed's people. I can reach out to him. I'm like, you can? It's like I kind of picture Edward like sitting on a mountain floating or something like that. It's freaking Edward Van Halen. It's like to me, Ed's God. Most people agree with me. And he said, let me shoot an email out. And I literally like an hour later, my buddy's phone pinged off as we're driving down Sunset. He was out of town on business. He said, as soon as I get back, I'll be happy to do it. I mean, he was literally one of the easiest autographs to get. And I couldn't believe it. It was just that it was an email. So we actually left the guitar in LA at Joe's house, let it sit there until he came back into town. And I got a phone call. My buddy was up there. He said, "Hey, Ed's back in town." I said, "Go, go, go, go! Get the picture, get the autograph." He was happy to do it, and we finished with what I call the white whale. So, you know.
Pamela Castro on YouTube was just asking how many people have actually signed the guitar, and it was a total of 17, including Jason.
Including Jason's
Yeah.
thumbprint, yeah. But yeah, getting Edward was a big deal because anyone who knows anything about Jason's story, Ed's been there since the beginning. You know, he's always been part of it. We all know his influence on technique and performing and all of that, but he's one of the nicest people in the world. He's always been there for Jay, and to not have Edward on the guitar would just not be right. So, thank you, Edward.
That's great. And that's like a cool spot to sign the guitar too. I wouldn't think to sign a guitar there.
Yeah, there was room on the front, but Ed can do what Ed wants to do. I was just grateful to get him, and Ed, whatever Ed wants to do, totally cool. I mean, it's Ed McGill. It still freaks me out every time I hold the guitar, like 1 degree of separation away from Ed. I mean, I know Rich, you get it because you dig him too, and he's just such an amazing person, and I love him to death.
Amen.
I don't think there hasn't been a week since I heard Van Halen that I haven't listened to Van Halen. Since I was a kid. Fair warning, is almost a daily basis. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go ahead and show the video?
Yeah.
Of Robert playing the guitar.
Absolutely.
Is Robert in the room?
All right. So let me know if you guys are going to hear audio or not. I'm going to turn it up.
Hi everyone, Rob here.
Yes.
She's here. Before I open this, I want to thank everybody. Hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. And let's dig into this.
Okay. Thanks.
Nice case.
That's his wife, Karen.
Right there.
It's awesome.
Look.
Words cannot describe this. There's so many things I'd like to say. Jason, thank you for your music and for being an inspiration in my life.
Oh.
Got me through a couple tough times in my life. And I thank you for that. And I hope someday I can personally bring you back. You have no idea how many people you inspire every day. Not just with your music, with your battle for ALS. You're a truly loved person. And it shows right here on this guitar. Each and every one of these musicians signed this guitar for you because you've inspired them. God bless you, Jason. Mr. and Mrs. Becker, thank you for any involvement you had with this guitar. Thank you for keeping Jason's dreams going. What you have done for each other is just truly pure love for each other. You deserve an award. Amazing people. You're amazing people.
Pretty cool.
So there's actually music behind it, but we can't because of Facebook's copywriting. We couldn't put the music in here. So we'll be posting this one, and then there's another segment of that that's about. You can go ahead and I'm going to stop sharing my screen, Johnny, if you want to take it back over.
Hi. Yes. What?
And we'll get. I'm a little bit emotional myself right now. I'm sorry. We'll get those videos to you, Jason, so you can get them posted up on your website and on your social streams. And do we need to boot somebody out, Johnny, by any chance?
Yes.
Richard,
You know what, Johnny, you can boot me. I wanted to tell the story real quick so you could bring Albert in.
Okay.
Of how all the signature guitars kind of came about with Carvin and Kiesel. So, a few years back, Albert, which you guys will meet in a minute here, Albert and I worked for Carvin, and then eventually it morphed into Kiesel guitars. But at the time, I was the artist relations guy there, and Albert and I, there was a guitar years ago, back in the late '90s, that Gary Becker had painted, and I photographed that guitar there at Carvin, and then Albert did the final assembly, and they clear coated it and sent it back. And so, Albert and I had always talked about, it'd be cool, to get back in touch with Jason and do something. And then I don't know if Jason remembers, but there was an interview, I think it was Guitar Player magazine, where Jason had kind of closed out the interview by saying that he would like to see that bluey Carvin, guitar be reissued. And Albert and I saw that interview, and we were like, wow, that would be awesome. Jason's into the idea. And the powers that be were, they kind of relied on us to kind of give opinion on what they thought or what we thought would be successful as far as a product. They were more concerned about the business end of stuff. And, Albert and I would always, kind of tell them, well, hey, this guy's cool. Maybe talk to him about, doing a signature model or just get him to play the guitars. And it wasn't until the trailers dropped for the movie Not Dead Yet, and Albert and I were bugging Mark Kiesel at Carvin going, hey, we really need to get in touch with Jason. This movie's coming out. This is going to be a great time because so many people are now going to, see Jason's life story. And Mark was kind of like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but it wasn't a priority to him. He wasn't against it. It just didn't seem like it was a priority. So I was like, kind of like, I got to figure out a way to how to get this. And in the trailer, there's that scene where Jason and Gary are working together, and Jason's writing, and he's telling Gary, what notes to put down. And you see that spot in the trailer where Jason looks up at the wall and he sees his blue Carvin hanging there. And that was such a tearjerker moment. And so I'm like, that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to play this trailer. And so once a week at Carvin, we would get together. We have our marketing meetings and artist relations meetings. And so we had a TV screen in there. So I loaded that video up on the screen and paused it right there, right at that moment. And I looked at Mark Kiesel and he's like, yeah, okay, we're going to do this. So that's like that day I left the office, I left the meeting room, and I went and, sent an email to Jason and, got the ball rolling on that. And it was like a personal thing that there was in my 18 years with that company, I never had something as personal where I was like, I want to do this, I want something to happen like this. And it's like, I'd worked with guys there like Steve Vai and guys from the Eagles, and guys with Fleetwood Mac and all this stuff. But it was like, to me, for some reason, working to get this guitar happening with Jason was more of a personal like goal than anything else, because it was like Albert and I, have been like really good friends for 18 years. And it's like, we had to have that happen. And so it was just a great honor to be able to make that happen. Albert was like my co-conspirator on this to push it from both ends. And then, of course, Albert and I had flown up a few times, to bring Jason the guitars and do like little video documentaries on the guitars and stuff. And so, there's videos on YouTube. If any of the people watching haven't seen them, go to the Kiesel YouTube channel and look up any video about Jason Becker, because there's some really cool stuff there about the guitars that we worked on, where there were some of them that were Jason's Cacophony guitars that we brought back to the Carvin factory and kind of refurbished them because they needed some TLC. And so I documented all that stuff on video back in the day, and I'm just so glad that those videos are still there and up for everybody to see, because it's such a cool thing to have been involved with. And then, after having not been part of the company for a number of years, Albert approached me a couple of years ago about working on the Hurricane guitar. because he had all the pieces, and we needed to recreate the headstock logo for that. So Albert and I were like, just tearing our hair out trying to find the logo. So then I called Dave and asked Dave Lopez, hey, can you help us? We're trying to find a good close-up photo of a Hurricane guitar so that we can recreate the decal. Dave helped us out, turned us on to another guy that had a guitar similar. And so that video is on YouTube as well. That's just something that Albert and I did because it's kind of like a personal project, just being friends with Jason. And so, yeah, I just wanted to kind of get those stories out there because I know we're limited on how many people we can have. And I wanted Albert to get some time to talk about stuff too. And it's great to see you again, Jason. And it's again, as soon as all this virus stuff is done, I definitely want to come up and visit and have some, some quality time.
You rule, dude.
URTH the BE. You're the best.
Oh, thanks. And Jay, the fun part was that Jason had the idea about the numbers guitar, to do it with Carvin originally, as soon as we finished with his blue guitar. And Albert and I were, at one of the visits, and Jason's like, take the guitar home. And Albert and I are looking at each other like, we're laughing. And Albert had one part he can tell you about where he was like pretending to sneak out of the house with the guitar. And yeah, so it's in fact that one, the last time I was up visiting, I don't think I ever told Jason this, but we didn't want to leave. I had arranged with Albert because he had a sister that was living in San Francisco. So I was dropping Albert off at her house, and then I was catching the plane to head back to San Diego. And I didn't want to leave. We were having so much fun just hanging out. I almost missed my flight back to San Diego because I was like running, trying to catch the gate before they closed it. And I was like, huffing and puffing when I sat down, finally in my seat. And I was like, it's totally worth it. And it was like, I had this heavy bag because I had like 2 cameras and tripods and all the stuff that we were taking pictures and video. And I was like, it was just totally worth it to be able to hang out as long as we did. And, I didn't care if I was late for the plane. So
real quick, that was awesome. First off, MP2 was asking if, Richie, are you planning on coming to Croatia in 2021? That's number 1 question.
Specifically Croatia. I they're trying to move my dates. I had a European tour in September that they pulled it down because of the virus, and they're trying to put dates back up. So I'm not sure when and where, but they're talking about me going back out in 2021. But everything is so uncertain, so we have to wait and see what happens.
And then Raphael, I'm apologizing for saying your name probably incorrectly. Is it Segoyo or Sigalo? I think it's Segoyo. He wanted to let Jason know he's sending you love from Brazil. Obrigado.
Muito bom.
Thank you.
Did you and Jason ever tour together in any way, like Cacophony or Richie, or did anything like that ever happen?
No, I don't think we've ever even played on stage together. I don't remember doing that. Did we?
N-O, nope. I-R-E-M, remember J-A-M, jamming, A at V-A-R, Barney's house.
Yeah.
T-H-F-I, the first time we met. You, K-I, killed. M, you killed me.
I got it. That's a joke.
No.
Dude, I get on planes to go see you play guitar. Stop.
I have a question.
I remember when I went to Mike's house and then Jason played, and I was like, I remember thinking to myself, man, I thought I was good back in Pennsylvania, but I'm going to have some big problems now that I'm in California.
F you, funny.
Oh, I thought it was F you.
What?
There's a video of you with Mr. Big doing like a guitar solo in Japan, Richie, and you played a little bit of Serrana. Did you?
I did.
You guys jam on that? That's a dope video, man.
That's so pretty, but everybody, I say, what is that? I say, that's Jason. That ain't me. But I threw it in. I threw it in there in the solo. I hope that didn't upset anybody.
All the
No,
time,
it's amazing. It's
Nice.
amazing.
Jason says nice.
all the times hanging out. Did you guys ever write a piece together that's never made it out? Is there anything out? Anything like that ever happen?
Write a song?
Yeah. Did you guys ever write anything together, or just like hang out and jam?
I don't think we ever coded.
You got that means
No, we just hung out with the guitars, really, because we were busy making my album. So
Yeah.
we were just kind of focused on that. We jam in the hotel room and stuff, in the studio, that sort of thing.
You recorded? Was any of it recorded?
Nah.
I would love to.
We didn't have iPhones back then or any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately not.
Albert.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, good.
Richie, great to meet you, man.
Hey, Albert.
I met you at the Ramona.
Good to meet you, too. What's going
I
on?
met you at the Ramona main stage where my buddy RDG would open up for you.
Albert, he's
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's a cool place. I remember playing down there. Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Ray would open up for you guys. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Like
Anyways,
a theater,
man.
right?
Yeah. Great to meet you, man.
He's the guitar tech.
And nice to meet you, too.
He's an amazing player too.
What?
Albert's a hell of a player.
Oh, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
Oh, we should go there. You are like worthy.
Well, I want to touch back on the points that Richard Cruz was making about some of the some of the ways that the guitars were coming to fruition, back at Carve and Kiesel and stuff. And when the first time that I met Jason, we were doing this video documenting all of Jason's guitars, which is up on YouTube, and which was really interesting because Richard was the one doing all the video, and because he's a video guy, he's great at that stuff. And so, we end up going to Jason's house, and he goes, "Okay, just sit down and grab a guitar and plug in and play." And I'm like, "Richard, are you freaking kidding me right now? Could you at least prep me to do like?" He didn't say a word to me the entire time, And so, we get there and we do this video, and which was amazing. It was an amazing time. But that was the day that I got to actually see the guitar, that was like on this cover.
Oh, yeah.
And this was the one. I mean, when I first saw this guitar, I literally was like, I want this guitar, and I want it. When I was like 16, 17 years old, I need that guitar. I want the guitar. And there was no documentation about the guitar at all. There was nothing going on about it. And so I held on to the guitar the entire day, and I told Jason too. I go, well, after the Bluey, because the Bluey was already out. Carbon was doing the tribute signature Bluey, and I held on to the Numbers guitar I documented. I took pictures of it, and I was going bananas with it. And then Richard was telling a story about me pretending to leave with the guitar. I think it was Pat and Gary and everybody was in the room, and I grabbed the guitar and I go, "Okay, see you guys later. I'm going to take this guitar because I love that guitar so much." And Jason says, "Well, can somebody get Albert a case so you can take it with him?" And I said, "There's no way I can take this guitar. I mean, first off, we're in a hotel room, and we're gonna go out, that particular evening, and there was no way that I was gonna leave it in a hotel room, And so Jason replies back to me, and he says, "You're broke back." And I will never forget that. I will never forget that. And everybody had a laugh on me. That we had, and so anyhow, yeah, because we were going to come back the next day to shoot some more video and stuff. So I was going to just bring it back the next day with me, but there was no way I was going to leave it in a hotel room. Otherwise, I would have just been, sitting in the hotel room, just babysitting the guitar and just like not moving and just looking at it the entire night until I fell asleep. And then I would probably just like have grabbed it and cuddled it and just, made sure I wouldn't have left my sight. But anyhow, what ended up happening is that we ended up getting it back to the shop. and that's where it all started with the numbers guitar, and I was so happy to have that guitar, and Jason remembers the whole thing about getting the guitar right and making it, you know, the way it was supposed to be, you know, with Jeff Kiesel, because Jeff was on the project at the time and he was very new. You know, this was years and years and years ago, but Jeff did a great job, and you know, actually we ended up being able to make it just like Jason wanted to do it, and yeah, it's amazing. I can't wait to. I'm gonna own one day, Jason. I promise you that. And yeah, it was.
Can I get a deal on one?
On two?
Yeah,
Great.
yeah,
yeah. Most definitely.
Me,
Yeah.
Albie, and
I want
Richard.
one. I want one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a list, and you guys are on it, so you guys are good to go.
I got some street
We need
cred.
one.
Yeah.
I got street cred.
Yeah, you do. Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Steve. I wanted to kind of touch on the entire story about how we did the signatures on the numbers guitar. So I was over at Steve Correa's house, and Steve is an amazing cook, and he always invites me over for dinner. And we were like, well, what are we gonna do? I mean, how can we help Jason? And I said, well, and I had a few drinks by that point, and I mentioned to Steve, I go, Steve, why don't we get everybody that played on the Triumphant Hearts album and get everybody to sign Jason's guitar, and then we'll auction it. And the first thing that Steve says, goes, I'm calling Dave Lopez right now. And so we get Dave on the phone, and he goes, here's Dave. I go, hey, what's up, Dave? It's like, hey, Dave, I have this idea. And Dave goes, that's tremendous. That's a tremendous idea, you know, Dave's word. And so I was like, cool, you approve. That's amazing, man. Let's do this. And so not knowing what it was going to entail to actually, like, the effort and the energy that Steve put into this.
It's amazing.
Dave, it's amazing.
It's tremendous. It's tremendous.
It's super tremendous. And so Steve and I were talking because we were outside on his patio. We were having a drink, and I go, well, how are we going to do this? I go, well, I go, Steve, I can call Greg Howe right now and, you know, figure it out. And he says, well, I'll call Joe Bonamassa. And I'm like, okay, well, we're 11 guys down. How the hell are we going to make this happen? You know? So, yeah.
And I started reaching out,
And then everything changed when Ingve signed it because he wasn't playing on the song. So that kind of like
the Swede changed everything.
So I'm not really sure. Like Steve is one of these guys that should be in like public relations, because he can make friends with a tree trunk and he's going to be everyone's best friend. That's just the way this guy works. And that's the only reason that this guy was able to do what he did, because it's amazing the power that this guy has to be able to do what he did. I'm amazed. And I love this guy to death. He's always been there for me whenever I'm in a bind. And you know that, Steve, I've been in a bind plenty of times, but anyways, yeah, it was quite amazing. It was an amazing thing. Once everyone signed it, I took the guitar back to the factory. I took the guitar apart, and I had my buddy, the master painter at Kiesel, clear it so that all the signatures were sealed. And then it went back on the road with Steve, and Steve said, "One more signature, one more." I'm like, "Okay, buddy, when are we gotta get this done soon." And he's like, "No, one more." Okay, whatever. Okay, so he gets Joe Satriani on the headstock, and so I take it apart again and get it dialed back in, and then at that point, that's when I was able to ship it back, to Rob, when it was sold. So
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy. A lot of work, a lot of time went into that. Jeez.
Yeah,
really
that
awesome.
it was amazing.
I mean, dude, I got to hang out with Richie Kotzen. That was like the coolest day of my life.
I want to hang out with Richie Kotzen.
I know. We've actually run into each other. I told you since when I first met him when he was with Jason Becker. I've been to countless shows, meet and greets, and he's always nice. And we actually saw each other at the Ingve show at the Canyon Club. You
that's right.
You were hanging out with Just Got Soda.
I was.
And your girl, and they hung out. You actually shared your French fries with me. It was cool. so it's every time I've run into you, you've just been the coolest, man. It's like I remember one time you played San Diego, and I was downstairs, and you went to get a cocktail, and they gave you drink coupons, and you didn't have one, and they were being dicks about it, and like, well, we can't give you one. I'm like, I'm playing here. I'm like, let me buy you a glass of wine with. It's totally cool. Don't even worry about it.
Where do you live?
In San Diego.
Oh, so you live in San Diego? Okay.
Yeah. But I'm in Los Angeles all the time, but I live in San Diego, so.
Right.
I'm never home. So.
Where's everybody else, by the way? I know Jason.
So Richie, I'm from San Diego, and I saw you at the House of Blues in San Diego a few times, and it was fucking amazing, dude. I'm fucking floored whenever I see you, bro. I just fucking love your fucking playing. I fucking love it, dude. I mean, it's really great to meet you, and it's amazing. I take my brother with me because he's a guitar player too. He's the one that got me in guitar. He's older than me, and he's actually in the next room. He's being a pussy. He won't come in because he's being a big pussy. And he's actually watching this right now, so he's gonna kick my ass like right after this. But anyhow, no, it's amazing, dude. Yeah. So
I think the thing I like about Rich the most though is when you started doing vocal albums.
Yeah.
Dude.
So my second album was I sang on my second. That was the first time, the second record.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that album, by the way. I love that album.
Oh my god.
Check it out.
My wife just walked in with a mask on, scared the shit out of me.
This is Fever Dream right here.
Look,
this is all you guys on Shrapnel.
Oh my god!
Hi.
Scared me. That's Julia.
No, she is the sweet. A couple times she's so sweet.
Hey, you guys, I want to tell you something about her. She just made her first. She was in a band since she was 17 in Brazil. That's done very, very well. And then she moved here to be with me, and I ruined her life. But what I wanted to tell,
happy, bro.
She just released her very first single that she wrote and played all the instruments, and made a music video with her.
Really?
Yeah.
So
It's great.
If you watch it, you have to realize something, that she looks very pretty in the video. But I'll let that fool you, because she's a mean motherfucker.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my god, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it's a great video. I watched it last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
I'll put a link to it in the
Beautiful.
description.
Oh, that would be so
Thank
sweet.
you. I
Thanks.
feel crazy right now, but thank you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we want to see it.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Well, she was yelling at me the whole time. You know, make sure you don't have that in the background. Stand here, stand there. I'm like, Jesus, you can't see what I'm seeing. Just act.
Actually. Hi, Jason.
H-E, hey, H-O, how you doing?
Bring it back sexy, honey.
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, I think we're all getting a little nuts with the quarantine.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
I want to get on this show, man. I just want to go back to live music. I can't wait for it to return.
Can I tell a quick story about the yo-yo guitar, the Jason yo-yo guitar? So when we were documenting the Bluey and the yo-yo guitar with all the stickers, I'll never forget this because Richard and I were going bananas. So Richard took a bunch of pictures of the guitars when they got in the shop. I'll preface this first. When they got in the shop, I grabbed the guitars and I was beside myself. I kind of had a out of body experience. You know, for me it was crazy. But so I had the yo-yo guitar with all the stickers, and I take it up to the photo room, and there was a sticker. There was a Bugs Bunny sticker that was missing. And there was a little outline of the sticker, and I was like, holy shit. Did I just lose this thing? Oh my God. For 2 hours, I was walking around the factory looking for this sticker. Finally, at the end of the day, I looked down because I have my workbench. So I looked down, and underneath my workbench, there's this little Bugs Bunny sticker. And I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I lost it." So I ended up like, sticking it back on the guitar, and yeah. So Jason, it's still on your guitar, I know, because I finally found it, but I don't know what I would have done if I would have lost that sticker. But we documented the guitar just as is, and anyways, that was one of the fun times, doing your guitars and all that stuff, and it's just been an amazing ride with you, dude, and I'm so glad that everything has worked out. I'm just so happy that everything's just been amazing. So, I think I thank Steve like every single the Bugs Bunny sticker is on the neck humbucker. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see it, but
Here.
There it is. There's that fucker that eluded me.
It's back.
Oh,
wow,
man.
Awesome.
You have no idea how much I shit my pants when that happened. You have no idea. It was amazing. And then one of the birthdays that because I try to go to every Jason's birthdays as much as I possibly can, and the last one that I was at, I asked Jason, can I restore your white Hurricane guitar? Because I wanted to see that guitar back on the wall, and I didn't see it because I love the blue one that's on the on the album, on the front of the album, the blue Hurricane. But I wanted the white one to come back to life, and Jason said yes, and so his family got together and got all the parts and everything back to me, and so I took everything home actually, and I did everything from my house, and I put everything together. And it took me a little while, Jason, because I literally would like, your guitar was like literally sitting right there every morning that I would wake up. So it was super amazing for me. And I worked on it slowly. And that's when I contacted Richard Cruz about helping me with the Hurricane guitar and getting that logo back on there, because the logo was non-existent at that point. And there's a video on YouTube that documents the entire build, which was really amazing, and I loved it. So I would wake up to my bed's over here or over there, I'm not sure, but the guitar would sit here every morning, and I would just look at it every morning, and it was the most amazing thing for me to look at. And once I got it together, and I did a fret job on it, I put every screw in the exact place that I took it out of, and Jason's parents found the original pickup and everything original to it. So it was back exactly the way I found it. And so I was so happy to be able to be a part of that guitar. And then at Kiesel, we did the Hurricane, the Perpetual Burn. We called it the Perpetual Burn Hurricane guitar. And that was amazing. And I have to get one of those too. And so, yeah, I mean, again, I'm just so honored, Jason, to be a part of this whole thing. And so this is just amazing, dude. What else can I say?
Ditto, man.
We're so cool.
H-E, the S-H, you're the shit.
That's what my brother tells me. He calls me the little shit. I think he's watching from the other room, so he's probably going to kick my ass after we're done with this. But
I think
anyways, man, it was really amazing, Jason. I mean, putting your guitar back together, dude, it was just like it needs to come back to life. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it, everything. Super great.
Thank you, dude.
Dude, thank you, dude. And I can't wait to see you again and open up your fridge and steal one of your beers.
Yes. Thank you, Gary.
Yeah. Cheers, brother.
Man. Cheers.
Cheers, and hello to my niece Jennifer. I just saw her post up something. Like I said before, she's a huge fan. And
hey, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
I have to kind of mimic what Albert was just saying, being able to give something back to you, Jason. I know I've told you this before, and I'm just saying it publicly, but You've been such a
Yeah.
huge inspiration, and your family has been such a huge inspiration to me, and to be able to do something small to say thank you and be able to give something back to you for the decades of inspiration as a musician, as a songwriter, as a person who deals with dealing with adversity. It's just absolutely amazing, and continue to inspire and continue to kick ass, because you do, and it makes all of us better people to be able to be involved with what you do. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
T-H-A-N, thank you. That's so much.
My pleasure, truly. And I think we have a special guest. Is that right, Johnny? Are we ready?
That is.
We do.
Albert, I got to keep you out for a second. I'm sorry.
We got to vote somebody else off. Oh, it's Albert? Okay.
Albert's out.
Albert got the floor.
I'll be back.
Getting cut from the
You'll
show,
be back.
bro.
You'll be back. We'll
Yeah,
keep out.
don't leave.
Survivor, bro. Survivor.
Bring it on.
You didn't make it.
All right. Bye, Albert. Okay. All right. Jason, we have a special guest for you, man.
Drum
Here we go.
roll.
Yes.
Robert.
Jason,
Hey.
how are you, man?
Robert's the one that has the guitar.
Yay.
Nice to meet you, Robert.
Great
Nice to meet you.
Great to see you, Robert.
It's
I'm gonna cry.
Oh, don't
a
cry.
pleasure, man. It's a pleasure, Jason.
From Chicago.
I'm just glad I could. I'm glad I could help you out, man.
Yeah, we feel so blessed.
Truly an inspiration. Truly an inspiration.
Can I
Hey.
So can I tell him?
About the generator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Robert, I'm Pat, Robert.
Hi, Pat.
Hi. I just want to let you know that on Monday, Jason is getting a generator, which I don't know if you've heard about it, but in California, often our electricity goes off because of fires and things like that. And
Right.
that's pretty terrifying when you're on a vent and you're breathing through a machine. So we got little portable generators and plug things in. It was a lot of work. We had to put gas in them and everything. But because of you, we were able to get a generator that will take care of his house so that when the electricity does go off, it kicks in and he can still breathe. So you are helping us do that, and thank you so much. It's amazing, and we are all very thankful and grateful to you.
Well, like I said, I'm just so glad that I could help out. Jason truly is an inspiration to not just me, but to so many people. And I cannot say that enough. And Jason, God bless you, man. God bless you.
God bless you too. God bless you too, Robert.
Rob, do you mind if I share a little bit about your background?
Sure, go ahead.
So everybody that's watching right now, I gotta kind of preface this back. We were not expecting the guitar to sell as quickly as it did, and so it kind of threw all of us through a loop. And I ended up being able to get in touch with Rob to kind of finalize things, to get some framing done. We have a collage of everybody who signed the guitar that needed to get printed up, and then we wanted to do a custom frame to go along with that. And Steve managed to get picks from everybody except for, I think, Richie, you, because you don't play with a pick anymore, right?
Me?
Yeah, you finger pick.
Right. Yeah.
So we didn't get a pick from Dave Amato, and we didn't get a pick from Richie. And
But I will get you one from Dave Amato compared to you.
We'll get that too.
Don't worry about it.
So I got in touch with you to talk about how to have it framed. And in the middle of this conversation, I was talking about how I face planted when I was going up to Jason's birthday party a couple of years ago at the hotel. I face planted, and I was talking about the little bumps that you see from the transition from sidewalk to the street. And out of nowhere, Rob goes, "Oh yeah, I'm familiar with those. I'm disabled." And I went, "Oh," it threw me through a loop. I wasn't expecting that. And then he said that he lost both of his legs in a work accident 6 years ago. And that was like, what? I mean, could this have gone to a more perfect, I mean, it was perfect. It was meant to go to you, Rob. And there's nobody else that I can think of that would have had an understanding about what it's like to have something and then lose it the way that you and Jason both have. And the inspiration here with this story is just, the world needs more of this, man. We need more people like you guys and bringing out the best in everybody and just doing it out of the love that you have in your heart. So you are now a hero of mine, Rob, along with Jason, and it's beautiful. I'm just freaking stoked to be part of it. This is amazing.
And the cool thing is, like, you've been a fan of this music. You've never played guitar. You were just a fan of the music. You had this conversation.
No, my
Richie Kotzen.
my guitar playing career lasted very shortly.
Yeah,
a friend of mine was in a band, and I kept going to the guitar. I was like, "You got to teach me how to play a guitar. You got to teach me how to play guitar." It's like, "All right, I'll give you some lessons." So twice a week, I'd go to his house, and he'd start showing me stuff. And I was like, "No, screw it." I was like, "I want to learn a song. I don't want to learn all this." He's like, "Dude, you got to start from that." I was like, "No, I want to learn how to play this song. I want to learn how to play Closer to the Heart."
Yeah, right.
I want to learn how to play Closer to the Heart by Rush.
Right now. So
I think it was maybe like 3 weeks into it. He showed me how to learn it. It was the end of my career. Like, okay, I'm done. I wanted to learn how to play that song, and I learned how to play it, and that was the end of my music career.
But you still dig the music.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you tell Jason what you told me about when you were going through physical therapy? I mean, I don't want to overstep any bounds by saying this, but you injured your back recently in December, wasn't it?
I broke my back in December.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, a little too much alcohol.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We could laugh now about it, but yeah. But back in December, broke my back.
And you were starting
when I was
therapy. Remember what
well, I
you
was just so with the Jason right after my accident when I was in the hospital in rehab. We had a therapist that would, okay, today you get to pick the music. Today you get to, so every time it was my turn, I was like, okay, well, I'm a metalhead, so I can't pick Megadeth or Slayer or anything like that. I gotta kind of keep it, gotta keep it cool. So I would pick all the guitar players that I liked. And Jason was always one of them, and I always picked 11 Blue Egyptians and Mabel's Fatal Fable were two of the songs I always picked by Jason during my rehab.
That just makes my heart all happy knowing that like you going through your adversity and being helped along the way by Jason's music. I mean, that's just, does it get any better? I mean, seriously, that's just beautiful.
Why? Yep.
I'm sorry?
Jason said, yep.
Yep.
Jason agrees.
Question, Jason. So, who were your influences growing up, and who do you currently listen to now?
HM. C. L. Clapton. F. E. Eddie. V. By. B. N. Van Halen. S. N. O. Now I am O. S. T. I mostly listen to R. I. C. H. Richie.
Shameless plug. I love it.
I have a sense of humor.
Yep.
That's funny.
I listened to Fever Dream on the way up here. So hey.
If I were gonna,
Okay. R-I, Richie, I is G-E-N, genius. L-I, K-E, like P-R-I, Prince. He's a genius like Prince.
That's so sweet.
Well,
it's so true.
Dude,
Yeah, that's
you're pretty good. It's like
which is good. I saw you last year, Richie, with the Winery Dogs at Arcata Theater in St. Charles, Illinois.
Oh yeah, are you from Chicago area?
I am.
I see.
Yeah, and you guys actually did a video there.
Yeah,
Not
we did.
the last tour, but like a couple tours prior to that one, you did
Yeah, Hot Streak.
a video.
Yeah, yeah, we love it there. That's a good venue, and they treat us really well. I've played there a bunch of times, both with the Winery Dogs and my solo band too. And it's a good room, good crowd too, good place to play.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
It's
He's
like a
actually
secret
working
room
on a new
upstairs.
place.
Did you know about the
I'm
secret
sorry?
room? Did you know about the secret room upstairs? The speakeasy?
Oh, the speakeasy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never made it up there though.
Yeah.
Never gotten up there.
They took us up there one time. It was really neat. They, they fed us a nice meal, and really cool. Very cool place.
Yeah, that's good. And saw you maybe 3 years ago on a solo tour. My wife and I at Reggie's in Chicago.
Yeah, that's right.
And my wife actually blew her knee out at that show. She was moving and grooving to you. Next thing you know, pop, there goes her knee.
Was that a Winery Dog show or a Kotzen show?
Kotzen show.
I see. Yeah, they're a little more aggressive than I guess the Kotzen shows.
Yeah, she was digging it, man. First time seeing you or hearing you. She got into it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I saw one of the strangest things ever happening. We went and you'll probably remember this. There used to be a club down in Tijuana called Iguanas, and Lynch Mob played there. Okay, not something that you would ever expect a mosh pit. You would never expect a mosh pit at Lynch Mob, and the whole place went crazy. They had to shut it down. The federales got called because the mosh pit for Lynch Mob went like insane. That made me think about it when you said she blew her knee out. I'm like, people were getting hurt over like Mr. Scary. It was just kind of crazy.
Richie has an effect on women. I've seen it. Richie, if they hear his voice, oh Lord.
Somebody was asking Richie, Kevin Baseman 3C Sweller, I can't pronounce the last one. He was asking, how often do you get compared to Chris Cornell?
A lot. I think it's my hair.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And my blue eyes.
It's the hair. Dave, you look too comfortable.
I'm hella high.
Dave, I've been looking at the squares.
Girl.
I'm looking at the squares, and I look at Dave, and I was I thought, did he just put a still up and go to the bathroom or something?
Yeah, I know.
And finally, he blinked, but he wasn't even blinking.
I know.
He looked at me like he was going to the playground.
Look at my eyes. Oh my god. I'm so big.
Kind of like the episode in Speed, where they're on the bus and they show the same scene over and over.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what Dave's doing over there.
T-H-E, check out T-H-E, the N-E, the new at G-U-F-L-I, P, the new Flip Side.
Oh yeah.
Album. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we've been releasing songs. Yeah. Putting songs out and stuff. Came out with a new song yesterday. It's called Into the Deep. It's out,
Yay.
Still doing stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great song. And the video is amazing. I was watching your live stream this morning where you guys watched the video.
Yeah. It's funny. They went to India to do the show. And I didn't go. Richie, I hit up Richie about this place.
You didn't go.
I didn't go. I'm not trying to get deported. You know, I don't got my I'm still a green card guy. So
you called me on that one.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, you have friends in Tour, India. What's it like there? I'm like, it's kind of messed up. You know,
it's a beautiful thing. It was at the time. You know, it's very political climate, so crazy. I didn't want to take a chance. But the guy that made the video is somebody we met through that festival and through them, and really cool people, man. Orange Festival is a really cool spot. So
Orange Festival, yeah. I did it a couple years ago.
Yep.
And it was fun. I mean, it was a great show, but it was just very, very difficult to get there. And I mean, it took 2 days, and you know, there's driving over riverbeds, and then at one point we had to put our vehicles on a boat, but it wasn't like a ferry like you take, you know, to go to England from France. It's like a ferry that looks like you and I put it together one afternoon after a few, you know, beers and tequila shots. And one of the bands, they use 2x6s to get the vehicle to go up on the 2x6 and then, you know, go on the boat. And the boat was just wide enough for the truck, like a Toyota 4Runner, right? So they had them on, and I guess one of them,
hell sketchy, bro.
It went off the 2x6s and tumbled into the water. And that one had the bass rig on. No, it wasn't my group; it was the other group.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So there was some danger, and the best one was this one. We had at the very end to get there, we had to take a helicopter. And it was I'd never been on a chopper before, and this one was a big one that seat like 10 people, and it was an old Russian military chopper. So we get on this thing, we're driving over, you know, it looked beautiful, like a jungle almost, you know, all green. But the kid next to me was my liaison. He was a young kid from town, and when it landed, he said, "Oh, I'm so happy that's over. I was so worried." I'm like, "What were you worried about?" He said, "Well, these Russian choppers are not maintained, and one goes down every month." And I'm like, "Man, you could have told me that before I got on. I would have drove across the riverbed in the 4Runner, you know."
Oh,
it was an adventure. I'm glad I did it. I'm happy I did it, and the people were wonderful.
What was the thing Jason had to do with the touring?
What's that?
That makes me wonder what the craziest thing Jason ever had to deal with when he was touring back with Cacophony.
You don't want to know about that. We don't. That's secret stuff. We don't want to be done. Take it easy now. It was the 80s. You see how sexy Jason was in the 80s? We're talking about, right, Jason? We're not talking.
I remember. I saw him put that thing on his lap and play it like it was a piano, and I went, "Oh my god!"
In his sexy Mickey Mouse shirt.
Oh my god! Are you kidding me?
Well, the yo-yo was the best gag. The one hand was the yo-yo.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Marty and him would trade off necks, man. That was like, what?
Hey, Richie, can you do the yo-yo trick?
Me?
Yeah, can you do it?
No.
I
can't do a yo-yo to begin with. That's start there.
I can't walk it too dumb. But I've watched so many people try that trick. I've never seen anybody ever nail it.
No. That's something you don't mess with. That's Jason.
Yeah, it's like
you don't mess with that.
It would piss you off because he would do it with that big smile on his face, like almost laughing, and you're like, "Really? Seriously?"
Confidence, man. That was all confidence there.
It's like I'll never be that good in my life, but struggle just a little bit, make me feel a little better.
I can instruments, but I can't walk and talk at the same time.
Like I remember seeing you. I saw you at Mr. Big in Ukaipa, and you were so fluid and so perfect and so relaxed. It's like
that's because I was playing the backing tracks.
Really?
Of course not. Of course not. No.
I see guys like you, Jason, and Guthrie, and Sean Lane. It's like, my God, it's like some people play guitar and some people are meant to play guitar.
You know, I haven't really been playing at all during this quarantine. It's very odd. Like I've been like, I have no interest in music for the last couple of months. It's very strange.
Really? What are you doing with your time?
Well, I got a lot of land out here, so I do yard work. That's why I have this hat. And I built a deck, like a wood deck where I put my barbecue.
Nice.
And now I'm taking a room in the attic, and I'm kind of finishing off a room. There's a lot of space up there, so Julia needs a proper studio. So that's what I'm doing. So I have other things that I do, but then I come back to music. I'll be more excited, and I'll write a song. You know, hopefully. So.
If you ever need any help with any of that stuff, I do that for various people. So
construction.
Oh yeah,
he built the deck in Jason's backyard, the ramp system back there.
Oh really?
Great.
Well, I can use you up here. Do you ever come out this way?
Great.
You can drive up the 101 on a regular basis.
All right. Well, you let me know next time you're around. I'm going to put a drill in your hand and a hammer.
I've got 5 of them. We're good. I do a lot of that stuff for Joe and for a few other artists, just to so you guys can have someone you trust who's not an idiot,
a lunatic.
Yeah, and who can and knows guitars and can handle stuff and stay in the background. So yeah, if anything ever comes up, give me a call, man. Be happy to help. Yeah.
Well, I'm putting a retaining wall out here, and I got about 50 yards I need to dig.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go down about 9 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come out here with a shovel and a hoe, you can get to work maybe Monday morning. Start digging.
If we can schedule a block of time out.
I'll warn you, there's a lot of rocks. It's a very rocky soil, so maybe bring a jackhammer.
No, I'm serious. If you need help, we'll figure it out. I'll come help you, man.
I know.
I do this stuff for everybody else, so I basically dig holes for rock stars. It's like,
right. I did that at my old house.
Big hole.
My old house, I did that. I dug a whole hillside back by hand, me and a couple guys, and I buy beers and give them a couple bucks, and they'd come dig with me for we were digging for weeks, and I ended up putting in retaining walls, and I made like a little half court, and we played basketball. That was like way back when Iverson was on the 76ers. I got obsessed with the NBA, and so I put a little court in the back, but we had to dig it out. So
I work for good Cabernet. We're good.
All right.
Good red. I'm in.
A bottle of Cayman.
Hey, have you checked out The Last Dance, Richie? Have you been watching that documentary?
No, I got to watch that. I know.
Fucking tremendous, man. So
Watched the first couple episodes of that.
I sang in Chicago a few years ago. I sang the national anthem for the Bulls for a Bulls game.
I saw that video. Yeah, that's amazing.
And they gave me a tour, and they took me in the office where they said that was the office and that was the chair where Jordan signed his renewal of one of his contracts. And I don't know if they tell that just to everybody or if it's really true, but it was pretty neat. The tour of the place. What do they call that? What center is that in Chicago? Where the Bulls play? I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, United Center.
Yeah, the United Center. Right. That's what it was. Yeah.
The house that Jordan built, they call it.
Oh. House of what?
That's what the house that Jordan built.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What else you got, kids?
It looks like we've got some questions here. We've got some super chats here. Metalhead Hippie says, great show. Peace to Jason and his family, and to the rest of the panel. Rock on. Thank you, Metalhead Hippie.
I'm sorry, the dog. Wait, is the cat up on Jason's side too? Because that would be like Oreo cookie tea.
This is Lemmy.
Oh, Lemmy. Hey,
Lemmy. Hi, Lemmy.
He can't hear you because I have my ear pods, so he can't hear you guys.
Oh.
But
have you trained him to go Ace of Spades?
where is he? Come on. I can't get the fucking camera to go. Damn, marijuana. Okay, there he is.
Where's Liam?
There's Lemmy.
Wow.
That's cute. My dog is running around somewhere outside. Otherwise, I'd show him.
Don't you have a Gobi?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a Doberman, but he, at this time of day, he wants to run around and dig. He chases rabbits and squirrels and digs holes all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he could put in the retaining.
Sounds like my dog.
Yeah.
Justin is asking, what's everyone's favorite riff?
Oh.
Favorite riff.
Damn. From like of all time or from Jason and Rich?
Perpetual Burn, bro. Dude, come on now. Best. No, that's a lick. That's not a riff. What would be a riff? What would be a riff?
Oh, D.
Showtime is amazing.
Jason says Voodoo Child.
Yeah. What about the Van Halen riff?
Unchained. Done.
Hey, did we say the same thing?
Unchained.
Yeah, I just said that. We said it at the same time.
Dude, that riff gives me a boner. That's all day. I mean, everyone says Van Halen 1, but for me, Fair Warning, Dirty Movies, Unchained, Mean Street.
Mean Streets for me. I love Mean Streets.
Yeah.
That's funky.
C-A-N, can't, A-R, can't argue with that.
Thank you. Hey, didn't you know, Richie, didn't you know his guitar tech and got to watch some shows side stage?
Well, yeah, Zeke was when I joined Poison, they hired Zeke to tech for me. And we became very good friends. And then I met Eddie for the first time through Zeke. And I never forget, we went somewhere and we were in this little room backstage. And it was me, Zeke, Emilio Estevez, Eddie Van Halen, and he was married to Valerie Bertinelli at the time. And I was talking to her about Jaguars, about XKEs, the cars.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of random thing. And yeah, but then I went to a show and I sat in a little room where all Eddie's guitars were, and Zeke was in there changing strings, and that's where I watched the show, which was pretty surreal because he was my biggest guitar influence. So it was kind of like, whoa, is this really happening? Very cool.
What tour was that? Or what year?
I don't know. Well, I joined Poison in 91, 92, 93 were the Poison years for me. So
okay, so it was either Carnal Knowledge or it was either the Carnal Knowledge record or the live record.
Around that
right
time,
here,
I don't know what record that was.
So he was playing the Ernie Ball guitar.
But I'm pretty sure it was before.
It was the Ernie Ball. He was playing the Ernie Ball stuff then.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't 5150 because that had already come out.
Mm-hmm.
Balance, baby. Did you ever get to play any of his guitars?
Any of Eddie's guitars?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember that.
The Fair Warning tour? Anybody go to that 81 tour?
No. I didn't. Did you?
No. I never got this. Did you ever see Dave? Anybody see Dave back in the 80s?
I saw Dave.
I've seen him.
I saw it in 1984.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Fuck yeah, it was. It was awesome.
That must have been a cool show.
I mean, just Ed in general was. I mean, I actually came to Ed later because I was a younger kid, and then, I was coming in with bands like Iron Maiden and Def Leppard, and then once I started taking guitar lessons, that's when my teacher was like, "You need to listen to this, you need to listen to that." Then I discovered Jason Becker and all the other stuff, but it wasn't until Ed kind of came later on for me, and then it was because we're kind of the same age, and I mean but now, I mean, Ed to me he's the guy.
Yeah, can I tell you something funny? This just shows how out of it I was. The first time I ever heard Eddie Van Halen play the guitar, it was on Michael Jackson, Beat It.
Get them out of here.
Right. So I was more hip to like Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson. And then But I was in the car and I was already playing the guitar by then. I already taken lessons and playing. And my parents were pulling in the driveway, and the guitar solo had just started. And my dad was about to turn the car off. And I said, wait, please don't turn that off. And I'm listening to the solo and I'm thinking, I never heard a guitar sound like that. And I thought, because I had the Ozzy Osbourne record live, Evil Live with Brad Gillis. Yeah. And I thought to myself, well, the only guy I can think of that sounds anything like that is Brad Gillis. So that must be him. And then somehow I learned that it was Eddie Van Halen. And then I went back and said, I got to check out this Van Halen stuff. And then that's when I found out about it. So what year was Beat It? Do you know what year that came out?
84.
No, I thought it was 83.
82.
82.
82?
It was 82.
Old, huh?
It was 82, but the Thriller album was like #1 for like 2 years.
Right. 83 or 84?
So out of the gate, Richie, what was your biggest guitar influence? Like when you discovered guitar and really started, woodshedding.
Well, when I started playing, I wasn't like, I wanted to learn the guitar because I wanted to write songs and play music, So I was listening to like Stevie Wonder and Michael and
you're at home listening
a lot of soul music. But then I liked rock, like I liked Maiden. Iron Maiden was a big one. Black Sabbath, So Adrian and Dave from Maiden were guys that I'd listen to, but then also when I got into Eddie, then I got into Alan Holdsworth, right? So that's where I kind of got a little nutty with the legato stuff.
That explains the legato. So
yeah, that's where I got it from for sure.
If you just hit a left hand kick, you can kick everyone's ass. So just that, and you're done.
I was never that good at that. I watched some of the guys that can really go at it. I never really, I didn't put the time into it. It seemed, if I would have put the time in, I guess it would have been a different story. But I gravitate towards the things that come more naturally.
What about when you stopped playing with a pick? What was the inspiration there? Was it Jeff Beck?
No.
I mean, what told you get rid of the fucking pick?
Well, because I had done it before on songs where I just play fingerstyle on a song or two, like everybody else did back then. You'd hold the pick and kind of pluck a little bit with the other fingers. But I was having a shitty tour in Brazil. I didn't like the way I sounded, and I thought, well, I'm going to try and do this whole show without a pick. And so it immediately slowed me down. No sweep picking, no alternate picking. All that's out the window. So at that point, it's just phrasing and a couple little legato lines. So I felt more inspired. I felt like I was rediscovering the guitar because I was in a rut before that. And so by forcing myself, it's almost like a handicap in the sense that I forced myself to not do something that I normally depended on. And so I got rid of the guitar pick. It changed my approach, and then I brought back the other techniques slowly. Like I figured out other ways to. There was a guy I know called Jim Queskin. Might not know him, but he's an old folk performer. Does 3-finger style picking, and Jim Queskin is a family friend. And I would go up to the house and sit with him and study him. And he sounded like 3 guitar players playing at once. I still can't do it, but that was also part of the influence.
I always wondered about that because when you finally did it, it was like I was thinking Jeff Beck because I'm a huge Jeff Beck fan, and the way you approach rhythm, lead, and just it was really amazing to watch. And I thought it was Jeff Beck.
No, it was really nobody in particular. A little bit of Jim Queskin inspired me, but it was really a desire to stop what I was doing, like to stop feeling uninspired and stop feeling like I'm playing the same old shit over and over again. And so that's why I did it.
Do you notice, like, if you're structuring your chords differently from switching over to the finger picking rather?
Well, you have to you play the chords differently with your right hand when you strike the strings. So there's different techniques, even some of the flamenco stuff that Ben showed me some things, He showed me some stuff that I incorporate.
Yeah,
as
Ben's
well.
a badass.
Yeah.
Ben is a beast.
Yeah, I got a
You know what?
question for all
I
you.
remember I heard you were into Terrence Trent D'Arby, and I've listened to him a few times recently, and I hear a lot of love. Like you see a lot of that.
You know, we've become very good friends. We've become friends over the quarantine, and we actually FaceTime for about 2 hours last week. And yeah, that's another Eddie Van Halen moment. Like, whoa, I'm talking to one of my idols. But yeah, we become pretty friendly. I got him a guitar. He wanted a Fender signature guitar, so I hooked him up.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about that. Yeah, he's a badass. That's a badass dude too.
Yeah, he's the best, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, did you say?
Yeah.
Wish him. Oh, it's a badass.
Collab, maybe?
What's up,
Robert? What did you want to ask?
Oh, so I got a question for all you guitar player guys. Are you guys familiar with Justin Johnson?
And,
No.
not Jason.
Okay, so there's this video on YouTube of him. He's kind of like a bluesgrass player. And he's got this foldable acoustic guitar.
No, who is he?
Yeah, it's like comes in a backpack. He takes it out of the backpack and he attaches the neck to the body and he attaches the headstock to the neck and he just starts playing. It's like, how can this thing even be in tune? Just like right out of a, you'd have to look it up on YouTube.
He's got a shovel guitar.
He's got, yeah, he does a lot of shovel guitar stuff too. Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's got this acoustic guitar. It's in a backpack. Takes it out, attaches the neck, puts the headstock on. The strings are already attached to the body into the headstock. And snaps it together, and he starts jamming on the thing. And my thought is like, how can something even like that even be?
Right? How's that even work?
In tune? How's it even stay in tune?
That's kind of crazy. It looks like it's called I've Been Everywhere, Johnny. I've Been Everywhere with Insane Collapsible Acoustic Guitar.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
You know, I remember seeing a video of the third world country. It was probably like Colombia or might have been Venezuela, where the kids couldn't get any equipment to learn how to play music in the schools. And they went and started making their own musical equipment out of trash. And it worked. I mean, you sit there, you're looking at it going, if you've got the drive, that not having an instrument is not going to hold you back if you've got the drive to do it. They like literally taking milk cartons and turning them into basses, and just wow, that's amazing to me. Then it makes you get motivated to want to go and make sure that there's instruments in these kids' hands too.
That's what Julia did on her new single with the percussion. She's actually playing on her desk, and you would never know. It sounds like drums somehow. I mean, she has a shaker and a tambourine and stuff, but the main rhythm, when it comes in at the end, it goes into a Brazilian rhythm. She's just kind of doing it on the desk. It sounds really cool. Wow. And I have a song like that. I did one of my songs on my last record. I recorded in a hotel room in Japan, and
Whoops, we lost you.
You know,
froze.
Baby, come back.
Anyone a fool could see.
I was wrong.
There he is. There he is.
Richie.
There
you are. There you are.
Yeah, my internet's no good where I live. It's never been good here.
Fiber, if they've got it, fiber.
No, I can't get anything here. There's one guy that has a tower on the other side of the mountain over there, and everybody inside the canyon buys it from him.
Oh wow!
And
my uncle lives in Malibu. I'm familiar with the area.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Looking for some questions here. Jason is still writing music, or are you working on a book right now, Jason?
W-E, well, A-L, all, I-D-O, do, T-H-E, these days, is M, meditate. So, book on the shelf for now.
Is there going to be? Are we thinking another album will be in the works at some point in time down the road?
ICANSE seem T to GE get INS inspired. INE need T to C. I need to G E get STRON stronger. FI get stronger first.
Right.
That's most important.
Yeah.
Brad King said meditation is crucial. Absolutely.
Yep.
Richie, as far as your touring plans, I mean, what's going on with you? Is everything being canceled till 2021?
Everything got pulled down. I had June, July for United States. I had September for Europe,
Mm-hmm.
and they yanked it down. Now somehow there's a couple shows in Japan, and they're acting like they're going to happen, like they're asking for promotional materials. I don't know how that's going to happen, so I don't know. If it happens, it does, but I would be surprised. You know, I hope it happens.
Yeah.
Based on what I'm seeing, I would be surprised if it did. You know, maybe they're onto something that the rest of the world isn't. I don't know, but and then the things you read, who knows that when the shows finally do come back, it sounds like they're going to be very different for quite some time. So I don't really know. It's kind of a whack. I can't imagine. You know, I have to say something. It's weird. I had said to my wife at the beginning of the year, I said, you know, I could use a break from touring, you know, because I tour every year, and you know, I love a great show, but I don't necessarily love being away from home like most people. Like I like being with my stuff, and I've seen the world already, and I get it. I respect it. It's great, but I like being home. And I said to Julia, I wish I could just have a year off. And then no sooner than I say that, this hell breaks loose. And I'm like, man, I didn't mean it like that. You know,
Yeah, I like the year
Careful
off.
what you wish for.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Did you guys hear something? I want to say it was England, I think, was doing something, drive-in concerts.
Well, I have friends in England and France and Italy, and my friends in England told me that to leave the house, like it has to be for a specific reason that's important, like to get groceries, and you have to be able to show the receipt. And then they're not making you wear a mask. They weren't, and now suddenly they're starting to talk about wearing masks. Whereas here, they make you wear a mask, but you can go and come and go as you please. So everything just seems very confusing on that regard. Leads me to believe that no one really knows what the hell's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw something though that we're gonna have like drive-in concerts. You
A drive-in concert. That's interesting. Like
drive-in concert, like drive-in theaters.
Yeah, yeah.
You drive in your car, you sit in your car, and you watch the concert.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I could get into that,
that'd be strange.
Yeah, how do
that
you?
would be just way too. That just wouldn't.
It's not the
Yeah,
same.
I couldn't do it.
I mean, one of the things about it, the musician loves.
You can't blow your knee out that way.
Yeah. You know, a musician feeds off that energy of the crowd. You know,
Absolutely.
Being together.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. It's like strange. And that's the last thing that's going to come back is the entertainment.
That intimacy, that
Yes.
you know, especially in the small theaters, and that's just gonna be weird.
Live,
it's gonna be weird.
Distancing, it's not possible.
You can't.
I mean, how do you go see Testament with social distancing? It doesn't happen.
Right.
I was supposed to be at Testament tonight.
Yeah. Next time you want to see Testament, give me a phone call. We'll take care of you.
So there's a couple
They
questions.
were supposed to play. They were playing tonight, and I was supposed to go.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
A couple more questions
Yeah.
been coming in for Jason. So Kenko Door was asking, Jason, did you help design the Carvin guitar?
WH, which Carvin?
Kenko's going to need to post that back in, so I'll look for that in just a second.
Okay.
Another one. This is from Andy B. Jason, I rented Not Dead Yet from my local library a few years ago and was blown away by your life story, resilience, and will. So that's very cool.
That's sweet.
Very much so. Kevin Baseman again said, Jason, do you have a good program? Do you have any good programs for your computer wise that helped you to compose with a guitar sound? That was something that Michael, the other Michael B, I can't remember.
I can never pronounce it.
I can't pronounce his last name. He helped you design something originally that was working with your jaw muscles. Has that been like moved forward into a newer, I'm not exactly sure what the terminology would be.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. I-N-E, never. H-E-A-R, heard. G-R-E-A, great. G-U, guitar. S, samples. He never heard any great guitar samples. Yeah, and that chin thing that Mike did, that's a long time ago. What Jason's been using since then is just Logic, and then we're his hands. So he tells us to do everything. He learns it all and then teaches us and then puts it all on the computer note by note.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. I know it's hard to understand and to conceptualize, but it works.
I remember seeing something with Stephen Hawking's where he was able to do similar to what you do with the eye movements and the grid setup that your dad put together for you, but he was able to communicate with the movements of his eyes in terms of typing. And I've always wondered if that's something that could be translated over to, like, if there was an eyepiece or some type of technology that you might be able to wear that would be able to precision pinpoint on your screen for music notation. It's way more complicated than picking a letter in terms of all of that, but it just blows my mind if that would be something that could be put together to make it easier for you for the next album. Whenever inspiration comes.
I have T-R, tried, T-H, those, P-R-O, programs, A-N, and J, just, W-A, way, T, too, way too slow, A-N, and I-N, A, C, and inaccurate, yeah. Yeah, and I think that Jason met Stephen Hawking, and when you see him talking like a lot of sentences all at once, those are mostly pre-programmed.
Yeah.
So for him to comment or have a conversation in the present moment, Jason's system actually was way faster and more satisfying than Stephen Hawking's.
Oh, Jason's system is brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it is brilliant, isn't it?
Lena, I'm sorry if it's Lena or Lana, I'm not sure. Lena Diana Esparza Wilson said, hi, Jason. I'm a respiratory therapist from Indiana. I have been a fan for quite a while. I have worked with many ALS patients, and now this virus we are dealing with. Love you. So I wanted to share that.
L-O, love you. Right back.
Testament if everyone was wearing gas masks. I'm just going through all of the comments right now, trying to keep up. Okay, so yeah, he said right there, Jason, did you help design the numbers guitar from Carbon Guitars / Kiesel?
Yeah.
H-I-D-E-S designed. I designed it. F-I first. W-I with P-E-A P-V. He designed it first with P-V? So it was his design, and then it got done by a different company.
Gotcha. So what about Richie?
We're trying to find a post that came back up here. Hold on. Question for Richie. How did you approach the solos you did on Jason's song Valley of Fire?
Me? I use the Force. I just kind of, like throwing darts with a blindfold on, just see what works and what doesn't. In general, with my solos, I never really planned any. I don't work things out too much. I kind of just listen to what I'm playing over and try a few things and keep the bits that I like and replace the bits that I don't.
It's all about where the notes take you, man. You never know. You never know. Richie, I do not care for bean soup and cornbread. Fight me.
What?
That was Quentin James. He said, I do not care for bean soup and cornbread. Fight me.
That's interesting. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah. Oh, left field on that one.
Somebody's drinking wine.
Oh.
That's okay.
I'm really drunk.
So are we.
Oh.
Making of videos of your solo album Perpetual Burn that have never been out. Love from Guitar Euro Media Team. That's from Karmatitude.
N-O, no. U-N, unfortunately, no.
We're always on the lookout as far as old archival material, man. So if you guys have something that you want to have, make sure that Jason has, reach out to me on Facebook, Colleen Gray, and I'll be able to get that to him directly. What's this other one right here? What can you tell? This is from Joe Hervey 84, Jason, and I'm going to say Richie is here. Well, what can you tell someone who just can't seem to get better at the guitar? Thank you.
The plateau.
I would say stop trying.
Stop.
Jason says he agrees.
Mikey said my super chat comment hasn't been read yet. Mikey, how long have you posted? After a certain point in time, we can't see them anymore.
No, I got them. I got them here.
He's got them there. Cool.
I got them here. So we can just run through those really quick.
Yeah.
And then we've got a few more minutes.
That'd be good.
Okay, here's one. Ask Richie to let Jason see and say hi to Cheech.
I gotta find him. Wait.
Jeez, was that your question? That's somebody else.
Dude, that's a dog.
Jason, is there anybody you'd like to do music with that you haven't done music with?
M-E-I, either J-E, Jeff, either Jeff Beck or Eddie.
Dog.
Bob Dylan.
Well, yes.
There he is.
What up, Rick?
There's Cheech.
Did you see him?
Yeah.
Dog's a fishing dog.
N-I, nice.
Is he a good guard dog?
Yeah, he's vicious. He'll kill you. No, he's sweet. He's not a guard dog. If somebody comes in my house, he'll take them to where the safe is.
Here's all the big guitars. You need help loading?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like with Richard Pryor. You ever see the episode Richard Pryor did about Dobermans back when we were all young? The Doberman will let you in the house and it'll show you where everything is, but then when you want to leave, that's when it fucks you up.
Look like I'm smiling, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm liable to get off on your ass.
Straight out of Chicago.
That is so funny. Amanda Coombs, I've chatted with her a couple times during some other chats. This is awesome. Whenever her kids say they can't, quote unquote, I remind them of all that Jason has accomplished. He is an amazing role model of spirit and perseverance. So true.
There you go.
Nice to hear.
Yeah. And then Ben Coombs is asking, Jason, who inspires you each day?
H-M,
Good one.
I will guess M, my O-L, my folks, A-N-S-E, Serrana.
Awesome.
M-A. Too late. He added me at the end. Ha ha.
You're kind of awesome.
I'm done.
Richie, this is from Hardwood Steaks. Ever been inspired by Jimi Hendrix to make you want to keep playing even when you're down, or just normal days feeling the notes?
Well, yeah, everybody loves Jimi Hendrix. That's one of the most inspirational guitar players ever. So absolutely, yes.
Gone too soon, man. That just imagine where he could have been if he would have been able to be around for.
Oh God, can you imagine that?
Bit Tom, he's another one of the good guys from Being Chatty. Says, question for Jason: what is the best advice you can give on inner peace? I wake up every day with severe anxiety. You are an aging human. Love you. Aging? I don't know if I'm reading that right. Love you, brother. I think you meant amazing. That's probably texted.
Yeah. Good question. IHA have been STRU struggling with LA lately. TO2. I've been struggling lately too. WHA what? HEL helps him. What helps me is DOC Dr. J Joe Dispensa, is it? ME meditations.
That was very cool. Anxiety is, I deal with that a little bit myself, and it's, it can be crippling, and it's different for everybody. So it's just a matter of taking one day at a time, looking into what, for me personally, I would say, just throwing in my own advice here, but find something that makes you feel comfortable and tap into that. For me, it's a lot of times with music, it's helping Jason out with what he's got going on and doing better. One of the things that I have found makes me feel better when I'm dealing with any kind of anxiety is to do things to help other people. It kind of gets it out of my mind and puts it in perspective that no matter how bad things might look for you right now, there's other people out there that have it way, way, way worse than you do. And it's a matter of taking everything as it comes to you. I have no idea what's going to be happening next week, tomorrow, 5 minutes from now, and it's just taking it as it goes along.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's wine and Stratocasters.
And
yeah. Broken Stratum. So.
I watch Star Wars.
Yeah.
See, I got
That's what I do.
My stormtrooper in the background. I got my Wookiee over there.
Oh.
Kind of, I'm a nerd.
Go outside. Go outside.
I've got some more super chats. I've got them over here. Sweet. I found the one from Mikey, the one that said his wasn't read.
Mm-hmm.
And Mikey says, Jason, could you please transcribe some Cacophony with Marty? Maybe a video of you and Marty together talking with Marty, playing the parts.
That would be ridiculous.
I would love that.
That's what Mikey says.
That shit's hard to figure out.
Oh, good idea.
We can start with concerto and go from there. That's it was so out of control.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get Marty on it.
I mean, how do you pick the easiest Cacophony song? I mean,
there isn't one.
There isn't one, exactly. You can't.
Go off, dude. They should do Go Off.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the easiest one. I broke a
Start
finger.
with that. Start with that.
Start slow.
Right.
Do you know how many F-bombs I dropped trying to learn that lick? Are you kidding me? It's like that motherfucker. Really?
Okay. Two more super chats here, and then we got a couple more minutes. And first of all, Richie, I just want to Fender Guru. He's one of our members here on the channel. He's a huge fan of yours, Richie.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
So Fender Guru, he wants you to know where Fender. He's in New Zealand, I think it is.
Ooh, Kiwi. I mean that totally with respect and love. I want to go there so bad.
WHA what? I is I it L. What's it like? WORK working WI with FE Fender. Richie, what's it like working with Fender?
It's been great, and I've been very lucky that we introduced that guitar in the '90s, and it's been growing. More and more people, buying it, the Telecaster, and then there's also a Stratocaster, and that guitar is available as an import from Japan, but pretty soon it's going to be distributed worldwide. So that's very exciting. So the relationship's been great, and I use Fender amps a lot too. So I use the guitars and the amps, and they're so generous. They give me whatever I need, but I don't need much though. That's the other thing. I don't like a lot of stuff that I don't use. So I'm not one of those artists that asks for too many things. So it's a nice relationship for sure.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay, there's two more super chats, and then we can I think, yeah, we can start wrapping. Michael Smith says, great show, everyone. The stars aligned to bring Jason and Robert together through the magic of music for a great cause. So awesome. That's
Amen.
true. Amen.
Totally.
Amen.
Yeah. Jason says, yeah.
And then B Little says, can't wait to see Richie live again. One of the best live shows ever. So talented. Guitar and vocals. Should have so much more success. You should have so much more success, he says.
I have enough.
That's awesome.
Are we getting ready to tap out of here pretty quick?
Yeah, it's 2 hours. It's exactly 2 hours. So,
but before we do finish, I have to thank Lauren at Reverb.
Yeah.
I mean, she was huge in helping with it. Once I was put in touch with her, she took care of everything, and she was instrumental in getting this done for Jason, and also all the artists. I mean, from Richie to Ingve to Steve I, Joe Bonamassa, all you guys. I thank you for your time. I know I was just a crazy guy with a guitar just running across the country. You guys all took the time to hang out with me, have a cocktail, and get this done. And you helped me help my friend. So really, thanks a lot. And Richie, dude, hanging out. That was just awesome. it was the fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation, dude. So anytime you need anything, awesome. You have my information, reach out to me. I'm happy to help with whatever you want.
Woo. I'm going to throw out this question from Fruitcake Tony because I think, and I'm not being mean by saying this, I think he's asked it like 10 times. Question for Jason. Does DLR keep in touch?
N-O, nope.
There you go. Okay. Let's see. Marty Friedman Inferno album is the closest thing to Cacophony. Will you think about doing another album together, Cacophony 3? That's from Mikey. Oh, much about that.
Thinking. T-O-O, too hard. Too hard.
I did have one question for Jason. I've started the process of another guitar. I've already reached out to some artists, and I've gotten some ridiculous confirmations. What guitar would you like me to do next? Bluey, Hurricane? Because
A, N, O, another N, another numbered? A, maybe? Another numbered one, maybe.
Okay. I've already started the process. I've got confirmations from some incredible artists, and I really want to swing for the fences on this one. I want to.
You know it.
What's that? Yeah, you'll get the first phone call. Don't worry.
Jason wants Miley Cyrus. This autumn. You can get Miley Cyrus, dude.
Only if she comes in swinging like a wrecking ball when she finds it. That's the only way.
You know what I really would like? My dream list. I want a Beatle and I want Stevie Wonder.
Oh, Stevie.
You know, it's like, but I want Neil Sean. There's so many guitar players that deserves to be on this guitar, but I wasn't going to have Neil Sean on the back of the guitar. No way. So I want to do another one and involve the rest of the amazing guitar players. But I think because Jason is so much more of a composer now than a guitar player, I'd love to have someone like a Stevie Wonder, like a Bob Dylan,
John Williams.
Yeah, you say that shit, and then I got to do this shit, and it's like, and then I got to dig to my phone and go, okay, whose ass do I have to kiss to make this happen? But I have a wish list, and it's coming together pretty quick, and I think we can do something pretty amazing. It's going to be a process, but the next guitar is going to be completely ridiculous. And I just want to help my friend. So, okay.
There needs to be another benefit concert.
Amen.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah.
You know, if there was a way to get it like squared away at the Prague Power Festival, Jason and Richie, are you both familiar with the Prague Power Festival in Atlanta every year? Maybe not this one.
No, I don't know that.
So a gentleman named Glenn Harveston puts it together, and he's a logistical god. It's amazing what he's able to deal with this in terms of visas and getting bands from overseas into the United States. And it's they have like a pre-show little party get together that has some usually typically like acoustic acts, like DC Cooper did an acoustic set. Fate's Warning actually did a thing. Speaking of Fate's Warning, they did a thing with a get together with John Arch coming back in and do a night on Brocken.
Jeff Costello was supposed to play.
He did, and he did one last time before that. Who else am I trying to think about? Like it's a big progressive metal, power metal festival that they bring in people from all over the planet, and they tend to takes about 3 to 4 days. And if there was anything I could do to make that happen, because logistically, a lot of the people that might, like Matthias, he's played there with Freak Kitchen a few different times. Funniest show I've ever seen in my life was Freak Kitchen. Oh my God, just amazing. And they've done like beneficial things for some of the fans before as well. So logistically speaking, if there's some people overseas that would be able, like Marcel Kunin, getting over here, having him come out and do something with you, try to square that away, because everybody's going to be there anyway. If maybe next September something might be able to happen.
Gus G.
Yeah.
Because there was guys who were supposed to be in this guitar. Like when I met you in Florida, Gus G. His flight got canceled. He was supposed to be on the cruise too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he called. We were going back and forth. I'm at the airport. I can't fucking leave. I'm like, oh, yes. And he was bummed out. So, you know, we want all these other people involved. I mean, because everyone knows Jason's story, and everyone, I think they want to be involved with it. You know, it's a great cause. Jason's a fucking planet. So
sexiest man alive. You got that wrong. He's the sexiest man alive.
Right.
I wasn't straight. You'd be my guy. No,
awesome.
I like girls.
On that note,
we
gotta go. We gotta go. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for watching. Everybody that's been watching us on Facebook and YouTube.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Colleen and Stefan, Dave, of course, Robert, Albert, Richard, Richie, and of course Jason. We all love you, man.
Yay!
I say that every day. I tell people I do these live shows all the time. I'm always telling people I love Jason Becker.
Aw.
And
he wears that same shirt every day.
I had my.
Yeah.
He actually has 7 of the same shirt, like Einstein. He just wakes up, next one off the rack.
Rob, nice that you could join us. Good to see you, Rob.
Great to see
Yes.
you, Rob.
Hey, and Richie, thanks a lot.
Nice to meet all you guys. I enjoyed it.
Thanks for having me, guys. Jason, I love you very much.
You too. Be our brother. You too, brother.
This is so cool.
God bless you, Jason.
Everyone go drink wine now.
Stay safe. Social distance.
Everybody go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
All right. I'm gonna read some names here really quickly. Some of the channel members. Executive producers tonight were Charles Green, Robbie Johnston, Music Therapy Laz, David Ennis, Mike Neese, Connor Johnson, 5150, Michael Smith, and Some Dave Dude. Thank you to all our channel members on YouTube. Charles Green, Fruitcake Tony, Richard Poole, Charlie S., Mike Neese, Mickey Suthermeyer, Joe Christian, Lenny Lou, Crazy Cook 678, Bozique, Julia Baldessari, Robbie Johnson, False Flag, David Ennis, Michael Smith, Hal Face, Some Dave Dude, James Gum, Mr. BHP Jr., Frag 5150, William Bill Spruce, Frank Corcoran, Thomas Santiago, Brian Spalding, Fender Guru, Music Therapy Labs, Goes to BC Rich, Hugh Caldwell, Jim Nicholas, and Connor Johnson 5150. Thank you so much, you guys. Channel members on YouTube. If you're watching this on Facebook, don't forget to like, share, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe on YouTube. And Robert, great to meet you, man. Congratulations.
You the man.
Thank you.
It's been amazing.
You're the man.
It's been amazing.
A dick from Chicago who made me cry.
A dick from Chicago. I will never live that down, will I?
Yeah. Just plain dick.
Oh.
I'll see you in Chicago soon, man. Once all this is over, we're going to some shows.
Oh, definitely.
I got you covered.
Group hug, man.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Testament or Joe. You're good.
You're committed now.
Or Exodus.
Awesome.
Exodus. Oh, I do Exodus.
No, I do Exodus. Very well. Alex.
All right. Thank you for
All right,
watching,
guys.
everybody. Thank you so much.
I'll talk to you guys.
Okay.
Thanks for everything.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Robert.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
And it looks like I'm doing another show here in about 2 hours. So I got to get ready for that. So I'll see everybody in a couple hours. Thank you so much for watching.
All right.
And see you soon.
Peace.
Johnny Bean TV.